Kanato Sakamaki is the fourth son of the Sakamaki household. Kanato, along with Leto and Ayato, are the triplet sons of Cordelia, first wife of Karl-Heinz, the vampire king. Kanato appears to have a resemblance in appearance to his mother Cordelia, having the same colored light purple hair, though he has large matching eyes, with visible dark undertones beneath them, most likely due to lack of sleep. Kanato also has a rather short, thin figure with a noticeably younger look about him than his brothers, thus causing him to stand out as more childlike in appearance. Kanato is almost never seen without his beloved Teddy wrapped safely in his arms. His school uniform consists of the black school jacket over a maroon-colored vest with a red string tie and a white undershirt with a ruffled Victorian collar, which are worn with black pants. He also wears short black knee socks and brown dress shoes. Kanato's disturbed, childlike personality is a fact, and he has had a very weird and eccentric personality even as a child, usually staying alone, talking to his dolls, self-harm, or turning others into wax dolls. Around others, Kanato usually acts very spoiled, childish, and demanding, usually emotionally blackmailing others, either with tears or hysterical tantrums to get his way. In fact, Kanato is quite mentally unstable and shows signs of psychotic behavior when angered. He is shown to be moved to tears easily, which can quickly be replaced by loud yelling. He adores sweets and hates things that are bitter. Perhaps his most prominent trait is his attachment to his precious teddy bear, Teddy, whom he is almost always depicted holding, and will become enraged if a person touches or speaks familiarly to him, let alone attempts to take Teddy away from him. This is shown when he snaps at the heroine for referring to Teddy as if she knows him. Cordelia's relationships with other men have led him to believe that women are sexually driven, and so ignores Yui's pleas for him to stop, believing her to just be a prude or shy. He may have even watched when Cordelia and her lovers made love, as he often does things like playing with Yui's hair that he thinks may arouse her. Kanato can freely be categorized as a yandere type of character due to the bonds he is capable of having, even if they still are quite twisted. Kanato is childish but overly possessive, and even if he's not always thinking clearly, he must decide the future not only for himself but also for the heroine. Kanato was born the middle child of Cordelia and raised alongside his two brothers, Ayato and Leto. Unlike Ayato, he and Leto were given more freedom, yet the former did not receive enough attention from his mother that a boy his age required. Cordelia, who referred to him as her little songbird, often called for him to sing to her, which he was happily inclined to. Kanato, as a child, craved his mother's attention and would self-harm just to get her attention, though these efforts were largely in vain. Kanato did love Cordelia as a child, however. This never reached her because she shows zero interest in him aside from his singing, which sexually aroused her. Kanato received his teddy bear from Cordelia, which she had received from one of her lovers but had no need for. He prefers not to play so much with his brothers and to remain alone with his only friend Teddy. He has been murdering people alive and making them into dolls since he was a very young child. Cordelia encouraged this behavior, stating she loved his dolls and thinks he should make more. Many of these dolls were his mother's lovers once they were of no further use to her. When he finds Cordelia's bloodied corpse in the rose bushes upon being pushed from the balcony by Leto, he burned what remained of her, laughing as he did so, and put her ashes inside a vial which he put inside Teddy. He is shown to have control over fire and can summon flames from out of thin air whenever he desires. He can control and summon familiars. He can also turn his dolls into familiars, animating non-living objects. When he was a child, Kanato always sang Scarborough Fair to Cordelia. He hates eating spicy food. He is right-handed like his triplet brother Leto. His foot size is 25 cm. He is the only triplet with purple hair similar to Cordelia's. He takes pride in this and is slightly narcissistic because of it. His favorite dessert is raspberry pudding. He is mentioned to be something of a necrophile, although not necessarily a necrophiliac. He likes sweet foods and hates coffee, stating that it is bitter. When he was small, his mother used to let Richter drink her blood in front of him. He isn't afraid of rides. His favorite sweets shop is located somewhere near Vended Carnival. Kanato was forced to eat a cucumber by Yuma. He dislikes actual real bears. He's afraid of bugs and speaking in front of crowds. In drafts, instead of holding a bouquet of lollipops in his bloody bouquet in his original draft, he was going to be holding a bunny plush instead.